All right, so it is April 21st. So our account is now down to $1,010. We went from 900 bucks to 1,800 bucks down to $1,000 because of mistakes, big mistakes, especially with that sim trade mistake. So yeah, we're here set up. We still have our four super premiums, so we'll see what happens today. All right, so here we are in this stock. So I have a couple different hotkeys I set up, and then when I was sim trading testing those, that's where I pretty much blew up this account. But anyway, so I tried to load. I used my hotkeys to load my shares, and then I was going to hit enter once this trade was ready. A trade never got ready, but the hotkeys I used didn't load. It just automatically entered the trade. So yeah. So anyway, so that's why we're in this one right now, which is a loser. Another mistake. So we're going to take another hit on another mistake. Should I have gotten out as soon as I got into a trade that I shouldn't have been in? That's the question. So this stock plays pretty well with the markets typically, and the markets are going down right now. So I wasn't too worried about being in this trade early because the markets are going down. But today it's bucking the market. So we're going to see if this is just going to look for a double top here on the day, make a little W or an M, and then roll over. Hopefully that's what happens. All right, so we should be getting stopped out here in just a second. Yeah, we're stopped out. Okay, cool. So we took a loss on this one. Another accidental trade, another 31 bucks. So now we're down under 1,000. We're back to where we started this account. So I get to grow it all over again. All right, so I'm going to trade my SPY strategy right here. I use TVIX right now. If I'm going to short the SPY, I buy TVIX. So I'm ready to go long TVIX. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we did not get in. Why? Rejected. Oh, they're restricting the share size. All right, we'll go with 5 shares. All right, cool. So we're long TVIX right now. I'm going to go ahead and mark this up a little bit, and then we'll be back. All right, so we hit our target. I was hoping to break through a little bit and put a profit stop in there, but we're pulling back pretty strong right now. So I might go ahead and just jump out right here and take my 21 bucks is what it's looking like. So 310, I'm going to put a stop in for 310 even. 310 and sell. All right, so if it breaks 310, I'll just be out with like basically profit like 15 bucks or something. Almost just barely touched a green day here, but unfortunately I didn't get out there. I didn't put a target in it. I was hoping to break through, like I said, a little bit, and then put a profit stop in and let it back up. But that's clearly not what happened. So we'll see what we end up with on this trade. All right, so we're out of this trade. Just clicked 310 and we're out. So we'll be looking for another trade. So yeah, 13 bucks recovers a day a little bit, down 17 bucks now. All right, so we jump back into TVIX here for a quick, I say quick, it's probably not going to be quick, but a scalp, or maybe a quick exit if this drops below this level right here. So we'll see what happens. All right, so we added to the position here. So now we have 12 shares. And a lot of this is based off of what's going on with the SPY and my technicals for that. So not even my algorithms, just technicals on the SPY right now. So yep. So we're in long. I just put my stop at 300. Target right now is going to be 317. And yeah, we'll see what we get there. All right, so now we got a trade. This is on the simple switch strategy. So we have our algorithm has switched. We have permission, volume agrees. So we are in with 341 shares. So we're going to mark it up, and then we'll see if this can recover our day. All right, so the best part about this trade is this stock is on the super premium list. So that boosts its probability of success big time. And I've never had a loser trading it in this part of the day. So never have had a loser trading this part of the day. So today may be that day, or this might continue to be another winner at this part of the day. So this should recover a nice chunk of the day. We'll see if we get a 2-to-1 out of it or a 1-to-1. If we get a 2-to-1, we'll be in nice profits on the day, but Hopefully we get at least a 1-to-1. So I traded the early morning trade with my SPY setup, which actually was a solid winner on the SPY. The TVIX just didn't act like it normally does. It was a little bit laggy, but it was still a winner. I could have hit that target and pulled out a profit. I'd be in profit right now, actually, if I had pulled out. And then I went with the technical setup on the SPY, and a little bit of a casino trade with a really good risk reward, but just not a very good probability apparently. So I took a loss on that, and that's why we are now down. Well, it's part of the reason why we're down. The other reason why we're down is because I used my hotkeys to load up my order to prepare for an order, and I used the wrong thing. I have shift loads an order, and then I hit enter to send it, and if I just use control, then it just automatically sends it. So I'm going to change that today so I don't make that mistake again. And I ended up in a stock again that I shouldn't have been in. Should have just got out, but I didn't, and we end up with that 31 bucks right there. So we're at $72, $72 losing today for trades that we probably just shouldn't even be in, and we should just be oh man, wait for the algorithm to tell you, and it's easy peasy. But yeah, that's how it goes. Okay, so we're on our way to the target, but we definitely expected to have a little bit of a resistance here. As you can see, high of day had a bunch of resistance right there. So now we're coming back into that same resistance area, looking to break through. So if we can break through that, it's pretty nice because it's close to my target. So if it breaks through, we might end up pushing towards a 2-to-1 on this. But at the same time, that resistance could cause this thing to fail and come back and keep working this channel, which doesn't help me out, because by the time it comes back to the bottom of this channel, day is going to be over and I'll have to take it up for a loss probably. But we'll hang out, see what happens, see if this little area here becomes a new support zone and it can rally before I have to sell out here at the end of the day. Alright, so this is the part where you start getting nervous because you're on your way to your profit, getting excited, and this is an emotional roller coaster, right? You're excited. And then it comes pulling all the way back, and you're like, oh no, now I'm in the red, I'm going to lose my money. I had already lost money today because I made mistakes and did the wrong thing. And then on yesterday, I lost money because I made mistakes. And then on Friday, the week before, whatever, I lost money because I got a good trade, but I just lost. And then on a couple days before that, or whatever it was, I lost money because I thought I was in this sim, but I really wasn't, because this automatically will click you right back to your live account as you switch between stocks. And you're like, I just need a break already. And this stock has a 100% win in this part of the day. It's a 90% win ratio. And it's on a super premium list. Like, this should be a winner. What's happening? So that's kind of how it goes as a trader. So I'm still pretty confident we got plenty of time. That's the other part, right? Is time, right? Oh man, it's 2:50, so I got literally 1 hour for this thing to give me a win, or I'm gonna have to get out wherever I'm at. So hopefully it's not in the loser zone, but we'll see. All right, so now's the part where you're like, all right, I'm in profits. I'm just gonna take my money. I'm just gonna take it because I don't want this to go red. I'm just gonna get out. But then what happens is, if you have a 1-to-1 strategy, right? This is my loser, is my winner, and I get out here a bunch of times, then I'm going to have a 2-to-1 strategy. I'm going to have to make 2 winners to make up for 1 loser, because most people, when they're losing, they want to stay in, right? Even when you get here, you're like, oh, I'm going to move my stop. I'm going to move my stop. I'm going to move it again. Maybe low of day, maybe low of yesterday, maybe low of last year. So it's what happens as a trader, because you don't want to lose. But when you're winning, or potentially having set up for a winner, it's like you want to get out because you're afraid it's going to become a loser. So you just got to be, that's why it's so important to have a good, trading plan, plan your trade and trade your plan and have good risk management and all that stuff, and kind of have a good idea of what your account's going to look like, not today, but not even next week, but what do you think it's going to look like at the end of the year or 6 months from now if you trade your plan and have a good risk management strategy. Like, my account's totally got like destroyed. I mean, I'm back where I started with this thing. Again, I haven't traded nearly as many opportunities as I've had. This account could easily be at 4 or 5 grand already if I traded out my opportunities, but I didn't. So, and then mistakes and all that, right? So I should be all freaking out and mad, but I'm not, because my trading plan, with looking at it and my risk management strategy, this is This is just, take a couple extra weeks to get going where I want it to be. So not too big of a deal. Even if this becomes a loser, not too worried about it. All right, so here's the only downside of wanting to not get out early is this message right here. So it's 320 right now, 321. So at 350, I'm pretty much going to have to bounce out, at least with the majority of my shares, which at that point I just bounce out the whole thing. So not to mention I don't want to be stuck in the last 5-minute candle, and we're running out of time. So we got about half an hour left to make this for this trade to be a winner, or we'll be out of time. So I'm going to go ahead and put, just in case it goes quick, I'm going to put a range order in right now. So and both, if it comes all the way back here, I'm not going to have time to go back up. So I'm going to put my range order for my entry price and for my target. So I'm going to close this. So my entry price was 11.23. 11.23. So 11.24, just in case we get a little bounce. So stop. I'm going to go to range. Target 11.48, and it might boost all the way through, but I don't have time to monkey around at the end of the day. Like, as soon as it touches it, I need to be out. So I'm going to cancel this, and then we're going to sell. All right, cool. So I got my range order in. So I'm either it's going to be a winner, or I'm going to get out pretty much break even. So we'll see what happens. All right, so we're almost to the target, which, oh man, we're going to get a green day out of this, even though I totally botched the whole morning. I could be growing this account so big right now if I didn't have those mistakes. All right, so here we go. So we're almost there. Come on. So if you look at the bid and the ask, since we're long on this trade, we get out on the bid. At least that's how my order is set up. So at 48, and this candle is going to close in 1 minute, not even 5 seconds. So we should be able to get at least a little bobble and get out before it pulls back, maybe. All right, so it basically touched, let's see, the high of this candle is 48. So it touched my target right on the nose. I might just go ahead and sell out of this here. Let's move this stop. Let's just do this to 40 and sell. All right, so I move my stop to 40. If it backs up a penny, I'm out because it did touch my target, and sometimes when it hits my target, it rolls back over. So so we're out right there. But at the same time, I'm going to take this. Now that I did that, oh, come on. I'm going to move that to 60. Sell. And I'm going to move this to 48. All right, so if this breaks 48, I'll put this back in, and we can back it up to it. If not, I'll be out when it backs up to 40. 8 cents off, it's kind of a lot actually when you have 340 shares, but that's how it goes. A lot of times, like I said, once it hits the target, it backs up. So at 44, I mean, I could bounce out here. 71 bucks, be just, $1 in the red today, which is pretty nice actually to have $1 red day. All right, so now we're back in the green. All right, so here we go. So 48 is what we're looking for. 46. Good thing the spread is tight. Okay, here we go. 48 on the bid. Okay, so now we're through. Sell. All right, so I sold out. So perfect. So I'm out at 48. Got 85 bucks. Turned this into a $12 red day, or a green day rather, from a red day to a green day. After commissions, I'll still be a red day. Probably about 16, about $10 in the red probably after commissions. But still, green day nonetheless. I don't really count commissions too much when I look at my green day or red days, because when I'm dealing with a small account, commissions are quite expensive compared to your trades. And as the account grows, commissions will become more and more insignificant. And then once this can be a full PDT account, it can get moved over to US-based trader like TD Ameritrade with Thinkorswim, and then commissions don't count at all. So I do factor commissions into my risk management plan, but when I look to see if a strategy is successful, just as a overall trading plan, I don't really count commissions for that. But definitely as risk management, it's in there. So anyway, so there we go. So we just hit our little thing. It pulled back. Again, like I said, it's close enough to where it should get a little bobble. We can get out. And then now if it fades, it fades. And just in the nick of time, with about 17 minutes left of trading, I was able to get out for a green day. All right, so hopefully we can slowly get this account going back to the $2,000 marker. See you all tomorrow.